In your 20s, no one expects you to have everything figured out. But let me tell you some of the decisions you make with money during those years. They can either set you up or hold you back for a long time. I'm not talking about little mistakes like forgetting to cancel a subscription. I'm talking about big habits that ended up costing me over $50,000. That's not an exaggeration. These were real missteps that drained my savings, put me in debt, and delayed my ability to feel financially secure. So if you're in your 20s or even 30s and want to learn from my experience, this video is for you. These are the 7 biggest money mistakes I made and what I wish I had done instead. Mistake 1. Not having a budget. Let's start with the one that set the tone for everything else. I didn't budget, like at all. I figured as long as I wasn't overdrafting, I was doing fine. Paycheck comes in, I spend what I want, pay some bills, and whatever's left, well, that just disappears. I told myself I didn't have time to budget, or that it would stress me out. But what's way more stressful is not knowing where your money went. The thing is, not budgeting doesn't mean you're carefree. It just means you're unaware. I was spending hundreds a month on takeout, ride shares, and little treat-yourself moments that added up. If I had simply tracked my spending and capped certain categories, I could have saved easily $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. Multiply that over a few years and boom, there goes a chunk of that $50,000. Mistake 2. Relying on credit. Credit cards can be helpful tools, but not if you treat them like magic wands, which I did. I had no real strategy, just swipe now, deal with it later. I'd carry balances, make minimum payments, and convince myself it wasn't that bad. But interest adds up fast, like shockingly fast. One year I paid over $1,200 just in credit card interest. It's money that went to absolutely nothing, just the cost of being behind. The mistake was not just using the card, it was using it to fund a lifestyle I could not afford. Looking back, I would have had just one card, kept it under 30% usage, and paid it off in full each month. I didn't need 5 credit cards, and definitely didn't need to put vacations and brunches on them. Mistake 3. Not building an emergency fund. Here's something I learned the hard way. Emergencies don't care how old you are. I used to think I was too young to worry about things like car repairs or medical bills. But when my car broke down and I didn't have the money to fix it, I realized real quick how important a safety net is. I had to borrow from friends and rack up more credit card debt just to stay afloat. If I had even $1,000 saved, that entire crisis would have been a non-issue. You don't need to save 5 figures right away. Just start with $20 from each paycheck. Treat your emergency fund like rent, it's not optional. Because peace of mind is priceless, and debt during a crisis makes everything worse. Mistake 4. Upgrading my life too fast. This one's big and super relatable. It's called lifestyle inflation. As soon as I started making more money, I started spending more money. Got a raise? Great time to move into a nicer apartment. Got a bonus? Perfect. I deserve a weekend trip. I was constantly rewarding myself for earning more by spending more. And that kept me stuck. I was earning more, but my savings weren't growing. I could have kept my expenses the same and saved or invested the difference. Instead, I kept resetting my financial baseline and wondering why I still felt broke. If you're making more, that's awesome. But save more too. You don't have to upgrade your life every time your paycheck does. Mistake 5. Not investing early. This is the one that makes me cringe the most. I thought investing was only for people with a lot of money. I also thought it was super complicated, so I waited and waited. Meanwhile, people my age, who started investing just $50 a month, were watching their money grow. Time is your biggest advantage when it comes to investing. The earlier you start, the more compound interest works in your favor. I didn't need to pick individual stocks or understand the entire stock market. I just needed to start with something simple like a low-cost index fund. If I had invested just a few thousand in my early 20s, it would have grown into tens of thousands by now. That's how powerful time is. Start small. Start now. Don't wait for perfection. Mistake 6. Letting FOMO control my spending. This one's a sneaky money trap. I used to say yes to everything. Dinner invites, road trips, last-minute flights, new gadgets. Whatever the group was doing, I wanted in. I didn't want to miss out. I didn't want to look cheap. Trying to keep up drained my wallet and left me with nothing to show for it. I wasn't buying memories, I was buying approval. And it was expensive. The truth is, learning to say no is a money skill. I ask myself, is this purchase going to matter to me a month from now? If not, I skip it. You don't need to go broke trying to belong. Real friends won't care if you say you're saving. Mistake 7. Avoiding money conversations. Nobody taught me how to manage money. So instead of learning, I just avoided the topic. I didn't check my account. I didn't look at my debt. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I lived in denial, and it cost me. I avoided the discomfort of facing the truth, and it snowballed. But here's the thing, money doesn't get easier to manage just because you ignore it. It only gets messier. Once I started reading books, listening to podcasts, and talking to people who were smarter than me, everything changed. Financial literacy is a skill. You don't have to figure it out overnight. You just have to care enough to start. So yeah, those 7 mistakes that easily cost me over $50,000 in lost savings, missed opportunities, and avoidable debt. But the good news is, you don't have to repeat them. You can start budgeting today. You can build your emergency fund, invest a little each month, and say no to stuff that doesn't matter. Most importantly, you can choose to face your finances head-on, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Your future self will thank you. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What's one money habit you're working on changing? Let's talk about it.